considering that who you're about to speak to, obviously you don't know for sure who it is, character-wise at the moment, yet. But considering who you're about to speak to, this is not a good guy. He's probably going to show you some things you probably don't want to see.
His wee-wee?
Probably.
That's disturbing. Whole new different level.
Roll 3d6. 8. Roll again. 14. Oh, roll one more time. I'm rolling a new character, aren't I? Yep.
Oh, I gotta love it.
Find a mysterious halfling in the dungeon.
Alright. I guess I'm ready whenever.
Alrighty. This is session 33.5. I have an intro still, though, to set up.
Okay, I'll let you do that, and then I'll go ahead and do this.
Shit. Alright. Here we go. Last time, after finding their way into the Black Swamp, our heroes were besieged by an unseen force from deep beneath the water. Verna was grabbed but managed to escape as their foe finally reared its head, a black dragon. Unleashing its deadly acidic breath on the group, it darted back under the muck and attacked randomly at our heroes. After Jinx charmed the creature above the waves, Tybalt fired an energy beams at the stunned dragon, which only served to anchor it. Looking for an easy meal, the dragon went for Verna once more, and with brutal ferocity, ripped the halfling's arm from her body and swallowed it. Piety revived the rogue, and in a fit of anger over her lost appendage, Verna used some fancy footwork with her bow and the dragon-slaying arrow that she had won. The mighty blow felled the beast, and as it was trying to escape, the Iron Tempest managed to force it back into the water, where Brad, focusing a powerful blast of energy into the darkness, vanquished the creature once and for all. With the wards around the Wizard's Tower now gone, our heroes ventured inside. Avoiding quite a few traps along the way, they eventually found their way into the Wizard's Sanctum, where they were rewarded with quite a few magical items scattered around the room. Looking through the Wizard's journals, the group learned of the Changeling Primes, and their plight against the ancient Forerunner society that enslaved them. Jinx in particular learned of his own origins, and the reason why his name kept appearing in so many ancient texts. He was named after one of the Primes. With answers finally starting to surface for the group, our heroes noticed a strange glowing crystal in the room suspended above several runes. Giles noted that it was a teleportation circle, and the ones he had seen before were usually not powered. Choosing to take a leap of faith, and with his companions looking on behind, Jinx elected to step through the portal. Now, as he reappears on the other side, a voice calls out to him from the other side of a large room, dimly lit with purple light and filled with mirrors. Welcome, Scar.
Hello.
So, as you appear on the other side of this portal, again, this room is massive. Larger even than the Wizard Sanctum that you were in before, but it still looks oddly familiar, almost the same. Mirrors are lined all across this room, seeming to focus on one focal point in the middle of the room, which would be the desk of this man, who was looking over some paperwork at the time, but now he's staring at you as you've come through this portal. The scent of some kind of dark flower hangs heavy in the air. You see several alchemical supplies spread around the room on tables. scrolls, books, things stacked everywhere. You don't see a bed or anything, but you can assume that this is some kind of office or research area. This man's own private sanctum. And you have just invaded it.
Yeah. So this is where that goes.
As you're taking in your surroundings around this room, you feel a voice in the back of your head. Something doesn't feel right here, lover.
Yeah, obviously.
Where is this place?
That's a fantastic question.
Well, don't be a stranger. Why don't you come on in?
Okay.
As you step forward, you feel something pull around the collar of your cape as it actually physically drags you forward to him.
Oh my.
Well, this is definitely a surprise.
So he's in his natural form, I'm guessing.
Oh yes, as a matter of fact. Let's see here. This is what you see.
Well, isn't he a handsome fellow?
Please have a seat. As he says this, a chair materializes underneath you and almost knocks your feet out from underneath you.
Alright. And as I'm sitting there, I'm going to just go ahead and revert to my natural true appearance. There's no point having a charade up at this point.
As you try and transform, you realize you're already in your true form.
What the hell?
Don't worry. Small little magical incantation in the room. No one can hide in here. Let alone our own kind.
I see. So where is here?
Sanctum of my own choosing. Do you like the place?
It's a very interesting direction you took with the decor.
I sense that all these surfaces allow me to reflect on the world.
I see.
Fascinating how somebody managed to get past my guardian.
The dragon?
Yes, the dragon.
Oh. So he was working for you. To guard the place?
I was never really expecting anyone to actually make it that far into that god's forsaken wasteland. Let alone get past the natives. Or the guardian. Or the traps. And find
It was definitely an experience.
Your group seems to be very skilled at what they do. You've gained some very powerful friends, Scar.
They serve their purpose.
He kind of raises his missing eyebrow at you. Using them?
I mean, I'm pretty sure that's what the entire group is trying to do. I don't think any of us actually have the same goals.
Probably not. I'm sure by now you've learned of the past?
A bit of it is much more than I've known for a while, anyway. It's weird.
Weird?
Yeah, there were 3 primes that remained, right? The 3 of you.
Yes.
Was my mother the only one that was able to produce offspring? Is that really what happened?
He kind of winces at that mention. Iris was the most special of all our flowers. The fact that she alone was able to have any kind of offspring was a miracle in itself. Unfortunately, she did not share the rest of our desires. I'm sorry. Could you tell the fledgling goddess to come out? It's annoying with her just lurking there.
Sure. Voxia.
The hell?
He knows you're there.
Voxia materializes behind you.
How the fuck did you know that?
I've been dealing with your kind for many years. These new gods appearing out of nowhere. Your own little personal rebellions against your original jailers. It's cute, really.
What exactly is it that you're after?
I seek to fix things. Only our people were never given their fair share. For the strength that we had acquired, we were looked down upon. Feared, even, I would say. I think the world just never understood what we could do.
Interesting.
You mean they never understood the mind of a madman?
Excuse me?
I've read stories about you. The man with black hair. My ascension has allowed me to view things a little more deeply than others can see.
Oh, so you think you know what's happening then?
A little.
Well, let me tell you this, young one, as he stands up from behind his desk. You see his hand move, and Voxia starts gasping for air behind you.
Whoa. No need to resort to anything like this.
He pulls her closer to the desk, and she kind of slams her knees into it as she buckles over it. You know nothing. None of you do.
Then enlighten us.
He releases her, and she collapses to the ground, gasping.
What the hell?
It's enlightenment you seek, then. Why else would you have stumbled into my chamber? It's actually really funny. Here I am trying to think of ways to capture you, and you just waltz in here.
Capture me? Why? Why would you need to capture me?
You really don't know how special you are, do you?
I mean, I'm a changeling, very rare. I mean, I haven't seen another one, so I just figured that's the extent of it.
It goes much deeper than that. You're more than just a changeling.
Then,
Go ahead.
what am I?
Allow me to instill some knowledge on both of you, but be forewarned, and Voxia, I'm sure you're aware of this. Knowledge doesn't come without pain. As he goes into his desk, he pulls out a crystal, almost an orb, like a crystal ball.
Okay.
Sets it on the desk in front of you. As he waves his hand over it, the mirrors in the room shift quickly and start to spin faster and faster. All three of you starting to become hazy in front of each other, blurry, almost until you lose sight of each other. And then suddenly you are dropped. All three of you. Into a war zone.
Oh, shit. So I want to roll a perception to see exactly what I'm seeing around me, I guess.
Okay, go ahead. What you see are the ruins of large, what look to be man-made structures. Buildings, maybe even? You've never seen anything like this tall. Not anywhere in any city, not even in Brigada proper, not even back in Norel. Nowhere. Massive structures all around. But there's also destruction, rubble all over the place, flames burning. You hear the screams of people as they're rushing past, soldiers running towards each other, strange weapons in their hands, unlike anything you've ever seen before.
Interesting. Did they have any like banners or anything that I might recognize?
With that perception check, yes, you do. You see a group of soldiers rushing toward another one. One of them, which appears to be the banner man, has a flag with the symbol of the rose on it.
Okay.
And upon further investigation, well, go ahead and roll investigation, I suppose.
And on further investigation, this is the roll I always mess up. Or I do a 22.
They're changelings.
Do what?
They are changelings.
Okay.
Welcome, Scar, to the Wild Rose Rebellion.
Is this a memory or something, or?
Somewhat. It's an archive. I managed to keep a few trinkets of the past to review and plan things. History is important, especially in the coming days. I wanted you to experience firsthand what our people had to go through. And I think I can think of no better place than here. As he points forward, there is now a squad of soldiers rushing towards the three of you.
Oh shit.
They have blue uniforms on and have some kind of helmets that's masking their faces. And as they point these weapons up at you that you've never seen before, they kind of look like rifles. The man at the front says, "Stop where you are!" Oh, I did mention this was an archive, right? Not an actual memory.
Yes.
You're probably gonna have to fight back. Roll initiative.
Oh, shit. An 8. Hey, my armor class broke.
Your armor class broke?
I'll fix it. It's fixed.
Okay. Black rolled a 19, and Voxia rolled a 23.
Oh, I didn't have a thing to hit, so a token, so I just rolled.
It's fine.
I didn't know.
We're doing all theater of the mind. Theater of the mind here.
Okay, I thought so. I just making sure.
Okay. That's not 20, 15, and 18. Alright. So, one of the soldiers levels this weapon at Black, and you see this beam of blue energy, boom, fire towards him, and he just holds his hand up, almost catching it, and just throws it off to the side.
Jesus. Okay.
Don't worry, they weren't even much of a challenge back then either. Voxia kind of looks over at him and just snarls.
I don't know what you're trying to prove with all of this.
And she flicks her claws out. Where did I put her? She's going to rush up to the one in front and cast... Actually, no. She's going to reach down to your chakram first.
Which one?
The wild rose that you have.
Only weapon.
So your weapon is imbued with holy energy. It emits light in a 30-foot radius. While she's concentrating, it does an additional 2d8 radiant damage. And as a bonus action on your turn, you can dismiss the spell, or she can dismiss the spell, and cause the weapon to emit a burst of radiance. Each creature of her choice that she can see within 30 feet must make a Constitution saving throw, or else take 48 radiant damage and be blinded for 1 minute.
So I already rolled my stats for 6. Is that a problem?
That's perfectly fine.
Okay.
Then she is going to use 2 sorcery points to cast Booming Blade on the nearest guy. Do I have that set up for her? I don't. So I'm just going to roll with Piety because they have the same basic stats.
Oh, you never sent me the extra stuff for Wild Rose, the description.
That's right, I need to do that too. The important stuff, though, is that it's just... You can cast Shillelagh, and it can work as a... weapon
Yeah.
for Shillelagh. I think also whenever you cast a charm spell, you get advantage on them. Yes.
Yeah, it was something like that.
Yeah, so... But yeah, I'll give that. So, as Voxia, she touches your weapon and it starts glowing. She flicks out her claws and rushes forward and slashes this guy across the throat as this resonance seems to kind of be echoing around him. He's grabbing his head, the helmet just ringing around him as he throws his weapon down to the ground. What's going on here? And then, let's see, the next one is going to take aim at you. That's a nat 1. As he aims his weapon towards your direction, you don't know what the fuck this thing is that's about to shoot you. And as he pulls the trigger, boom! boom! It backfires. His weapon explodes, and he takes a lot of damage. He takes 34 points of force damage as the flesh is ripped away from his body. To where there's just a pile of meat and uniform that's left where he was. It is now your turn.
Okay. Hold on, I gotta fix this thing because it's not set up the way I wanted it. I am going to use my bonus action to go ahead and cast Shillelagh.
Okay.
And then I'm going to attack that one that just tried to shoot me.
Alright, as the magic courses through your hand into your weapon, you see the actual blade on this thing seem to file itself down to an even sharper sheen.
Okay.
Okay. 11 points of damage. As you spin with this chakram, you feel the extra sharpness of the blade kind of cut through his armor and slash across his chest as blood goes flying. He is not looking great. He is already looking pretty bloody.
Plus 2d8, right, for the holy weapon?
Yes, and plus 2d8 for the holy weapon, so yeah, roll that too. Yeah, and after you finish slicing him with this, you see kind of a glowing wound left on his chest that seems to be burning deep into him.
Alright. How does Shillelagh work?
Increases your weapon to a 1d8 and then adds your spellcasting modifier, which for you would be charisma. So
Yeah. But it's like after it hits, it loses that? Or is it a duration thing?
stays on for a minute.
Oh, shit. Then I'm going to use my extra attack.
Oh yeah, you're level 6. You're
I am level
and lower.
6.
Okay, yeah. Alright, 7. Do another 2d8. $13 points of damage. And as you...
And that's not enough.
Yep.
I will
Finish it.
Yeah. So that wasn't enough? I needed to do my thing?
No, that's enough. Finish him.
Yeah, I'm basically just going to, like, as I run up to him with the initial attack, I'm just gonna, you know, kind of do, like, this spinny flourish. As he goes to block it, like, kind of just drop down low, hit his gut, come back up, hit his chest, and then on a third attack, I'm gonna come across the front of his throat.
Yep, you hit him with this 3-hit combo, and as you go for the final slash, you cut deep enough to sever his spinal cord, and his head just lops off. As the body collapses down, and he rolls to the ground. The last one, who's looking kind of scared, you see Black stride up to him now. And you see him hold his hand up. Turn his hand over. The guy starts screaming. And you see a fountain of blood and gore gush out from underneath his helmet as his head explodes.
Jeez.
Well, that was a little bit of a speed bump, I suppose.
I suppose. I didn't realize this was gonna be real.
Suspended fragments of time. Very useful if you know how to use them.
That's a thing? I've never heard of that.
Of course you wouldn't. You haven't had enough time to figure out how to do it. Not many have. Matter of fact, I would say the only people that probably could do it would be those damnable children, or... He kind of motions to himself. Now, where were we? Ah, yes, the whole reason we're here. As he motions for you to walk forward, you are all walking to the ledge of what looks to be some kind of courtyard at one point in time, but the wall has been knocked down. And as you look down below, you see this massive battle taking place. You see what looks to be some kind of energy being shot from these weapons back and forth at each other. You can quite clearly see the reds and greens of the Wild Rose Rebellion on one side, and then this blue uniform of whatever faction this is that you can't understand on the other.
Who are they fighting?
The Forerunners. Ancients, Forerunners, whatever the hell you want to call them. Progenitors to this world's original society. Roll another perception check for me real quick.
Okay.
As you're looking down into the chaos of this battlefield, you see something very unusual but somehow familiar. As you see every once in a while on the side of the blue army, the glint of metal as these large mechanical men seem to just be picking up changelings left and right and either vivisecting them or just bashing their heads in.
What the hell? Do I recognize the way they look?
Uh-huh.
Is it who I think it is? Like his people?
Who do you think it is?
They're Warforged, they're cranks.
That is it. Ironic that the Warforged were always a thorn in our side. I have to give them credit. They were really good with all that Arcanotech. Even though it was ours originally. He kind of grits his teeth. One of the great battles of the Rebellion, we lost the ability to control the Warforged.
So the changelings? Or, well, the primes? Did y'all created them, or...?
We built all of this. He motions to everything around you, even though it's crumbling around you at this moment. There's still like massive monuments to whatever this civilization was.
Amazing.
They were the ones that cast us down, stepped on us, abused us, feared our strength, and they took it from us. Treated us like no more than slaves.
I can understand that. Well, maybe to not that extent, but I've seen the repercussions of people finding out what we are.
People now still don't understand. And I still don't think they understand why they're mad at us. Of course, they don't have any reason to be mad at us to begin with. The world is ours, not theirs. He kind of motions to you and Voxia to follow him down another rocky path.
Okay, I follow him.
As you are walking down, he doesn't really even seem to walk. He almost glides, like taking these large strides with such confidence as he's moving through this battlefield with ease. And as you walk down, he brings you up to a series of tents.
Do I recognize anything around the tents?
From what you can see, you do see the Wild Rose standards.
Okay.
And there is what appears to be some kind of command tent that's just like a large tarp and awning that you can see what looks like a couple of the generals talking underneath it.
Okay.
One of the people in front of you looks extremely familiar, which appears to be a younger version of the man standing next to you. And there's a couple of other faces around the table that you do not recognize.
How long ago did this war take place?
Eons ago. Thousands of years.
Amazing.
Time itself has been lost to the archives. We don't even really know for sure the exact point.
Okay.
I too can understand being treated like a slave, but is all this bloodshed necessary?
More than you know. As he motions for you to look into the tent, roll a perception check again for me.
Alright. Aw. So good up until then.
You hear a couple of them talking. One of the generals seems to be a little more exasperated with Black, the younger Black, than the rest of them are. And as you see what looks to be a younger changeling soldier come up into the tent, he salutes.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
Can I see the people in the tent from where I'm standing?
Yes, you can. With your passive, you can.
Okay, and I'd like to try to hear what the report is being given.
Okay. How would you like to do that?
How far am I from the tents right now?
Currently, you're about 25, 30 feet away from it. Black kind of has you on the other side of a tent as you're all just kind of peering into it. He's almost acting like he himself does not want to be seen.
Yeah, that would kind of make sense. I'd like to try to stealth and then maybe get a little closer.
Okay. Roll stealth.
Boom.
You go around the back side of the tents, and as you creep up beside the actual officer's tent, you kind of manage to keep yourself pressed up against the canvas, and then creep down behind a crate that's directly behind where Black is. You can't see his face, but you can see everyone else at the table, and you see the young officer that has come up to where they're standing now, saluting before them.
Okay.
At this point, you are in earshot of what you can hear them say. The young man, as he looks to Black and the man to Black's left, he says, "I'm very sorry, Prime. They've captured her." What do you mean they've captured her? They were ambushed over in Johnson's Pass. They somehow knew we were coming from the back. Why the hell did she go that way? The man beside Black just slams the table. I don't know. She thought it was probably going to give her a better vantage point. You see Black kind of grabbing his eyes now at this point. Damn. We'd almost won this thing. The man beside him. There's nothing we can do. I don't know why. Why was she? This was not the time for her to go rogue like this. We have to leave her. We're not just going to leave her. We have to. If we don't, this entire thing is lost. We are this close to pushing into the capital. We are not leaving her. You, son. Yes, sir. Are the explosives still set up in that building? Yes, as far as I know they are. Good. You see the younger Black pull a small box from a pouch beside him. The man beside that's standing next to him, who you note at this point has, in his normal form, has longer blonde hair, but he also has kind of a scraggly beard.
Okay.
No, Jinx, we can't do that. We have to... We can't just... We have probably 250 men on that battlefield. You can't just do that. If it's going to buy her some time, we're gonna have to. She isn't worth it. Think of the lives that are going to be lost. I don't care! Saving her is going to save millions more. That's all that matters. As he pushes the button, you hear a large explosion coming probably about a half mile away. Where before, where you were looking over that battlefield, one of the large buildings, you see starts to topple and fall down on top of all the combatants.
Oh, damn. Alright.
Why would you do something like that? Because she's worth it. Etch, grab your men. We've got to go save Iris. And you see all of them leave from this tent and start going off in their separate directions.
Okay. Kind of go back towards the older black-haired.
As you can see, our enemy was cruel and calculating. The measures we had to take to win this war were extremely great. Unfortunately, some of us were not willing to make those measures.
You had to make a choice. And you chose to save Iris.
I chose to save one of our best squads. They were far more valuable than the foot soldiers we were throwing at them.
I see. Gonna incite him.
Go ahead.
Ugh.
He had to make a tough call.
Yeah. So what happened? I mean, obviously you saved her.
We did.
What happened to the battle?
He kind of waves his hand, and you start seeing everything around you spinning more and more and more again, as the battlefield seems to shift. That blur encompassing all three of you once more. As it slows down again, you are within a tower. The architecture in this place looks quite different from anything you've seen, obviously. You do see a couple of stone carvings and things that look similar to, I'll say, the temple where you saw the Voxian cultist before.
Mm-hmm.
Looks very similar to that. And within this place, there are large, what looks like machines. You can't really tell what the purpose of them are. You can try and check if you want, but there's going to be no basis for it.
Investigation, I'm guessing.
Let's say roll Arcana.
Arcana, okay. Nat 20. Oh, no, nat 20.
Well, with that, though, I will give you this. As you're looking over these machines, what you see appears to be some kind of an array. And there appears to be 8 dinner plate-sized braces, basically, on this array. That looks as if something was supposed to be placed in it.
Yeah, could probably guess what goes there.
And you see a central focusing lens in the middle that seems to be aimed towards what almost looks like an altar in the middle of the room.
What the hell? What's that?
That is the infuser. The focusing lens. The thing that brought our race into existence.
I see.
That's the thing that made the changelings. You were not born as a race on this world. You were brought into it.
Yes. I suppose you could say we were bred from the children of the children. The celestial beings that lived in this planet. What is it the books call them now? Azamar?
Asmar.
Children of the gods. He kind of motions back, just kind of flaying his hand. Ones we were fighting before. And as the three of you are sitting here staring at this device, you see 3 shadows waltz their way into the room, just gliding. 2 of them you recognize from before, but a new shadow that looks much smaller and much more feminine than the other 2.
Okay.
As the 3 of them gather around the quote-unquote altar in the middle of this stone chamber. Roll perception for me.
Perception.
From your vantage point where the 3 of you are hiding, you can just barely hear what's being oversaid.
Okay.
Jinx, we don't have much more time. They've got the seals now. We can't make any more. Well, then what do you want us to do? I don't know where to go from here. This war's over. We should just give up. Iris, is that what you want? I just don't want to fight anymore. This is all pointless. We've just been killing and no one is getting anything out of this. Can we just go into peace talks with them and try and work something out? I'm not gonna let that happen. We built this entire civilization. They stole it from us. You're telling me that we should just hand it to them willingly and become their servants? No, I'm not saying that. We're just... We're losing morale. We have no way to continue on our race. We can't even produce children, Jinx. Maybe we can. What are you saying? Maybe we can. The three of us, our blood it's stronger than the rest of them. I don't think I like what you're implying. You know what we can do. The only reason that we've been able to survive this long is because of us. We have a little bit of the seal's energy left. We could use that if we had a focus strong enough, a conduit. We could reset it all. Place ourselves above them. We could become the dominant race. Stronger than even these child gods. Okay, look, just calm down. Look, I know you're stressed. I'm not stressed! I am thinking more clearly than the both of you. I will not give this world to them. And with your help, we can create it anew. Our child, all three of us, our child can bring this world up from the ashes. Jinx, you're really scaring me. It should be scary. Change is scary. I just need your help. What you need to do is step away. You see Edge get between him and Iris now. We're not doing that. We're done. This whole thing is over. And I'm hoping one day you can come to terms with that. And as he kind of leans forward to put his arm around Iris, he walks up, the two of them walk away. As you see this younger form of Black just breathing heavily. You'll never understand the sacrifices all of us have made for this. This is our world. As he drops down to his knees. That was the day I was betrayed by my closest friends.
What exactly was your goal? To have a child? And then what?
A conduit.
Yeah, what do you mean conduit? Exactly.
Focus for the godlike power from the seals. The three of us managed to somehow control it. Maybe through some kind of exposure, I'm not sure. We don't remember much of who we were before, but it is my belief that something within the original process allowed us to attain a level higher than normal mortals. I believe that a willing conduit, blood of the three primes, could focus that energy from the seals even more into a power no one has ever seen before. And you would be damn well sure that given the opportunity, I would reset this entire fucking place. In a heartbeat.
You said reset a couple times. What do you mean by reset? Like just wipe everything out? Go back to absolute zero? Or
No more gods. No more celestials. No more demons, devils. No more governments. No more problems. Just us. On top of it all, our own plane of existence. A world to call our own. No more persecution, no more anger, no more war. He looks over at Voxia. No more pain.
but I mean, how many changelings are left?
Those not of the prime blood, not many. I've counted total, maybe 25 throughout the world.
I mean, you would reset with just 25 people?
Oh, we could reset everything completely. We could regrow. As a matter of fact, I found out how we can have children again. You see him, you see his arm turn again like it did before. Everything around you starts to spin once more. That blurry haze as all three of your forms start to shift and blend. And then it all starts to form back into place again. You're in a house. It looks to be a small cottage. There's a fire glowing in the fireplace. It's probably in the middle of the night at this point. And you see the silhouette of a young woman sitting in a chair, staring at the fire. As you see once more another shadow walk up behind her. What do you want? I just came to check on you. I'm fine. Sorry, You know I only want to help. Oh, help. That's what you're calling this now. You're calling this help. Yes. This is just meant to protect our people. We're running thin, Iris. What you've been given is a miracle. A miracle. You call this a miracle? She stands up, and what you see through the glow of the firelight is she is very pregnant.
Okay. Can I see who she's talking to?
Roll perception check. with advantage.
Perception. With advantage? I will take it.
The form looks exactly like the man standing next to you.
Okay. I glance over at him and then back at them.
This is incredible. You actually are with child. Yeah, but we don't know what it is yet. And I sure as hell don't want you around it. Why not? The things that it could learn from us. It could become one of the gods of this new... No! You may have had your way with me, but I will not allow you to indoctrinate this child with your legacy of madness. He will make your name stand for something more than death.
Son of a bitch.
Everything fades into shadow. It's much easier for the primes to have children.
I see.
So then, do you know how special you are now?
I still don't see anything special about me.
You're the first piece.
To what puzzle?
To the puzzle to saving the world.
Or destroying it, it sounds like.
Yes, it sounds to me like you just want everything to cease to exist in your own image.
Nothing of the sort. I didn't want to have to do that to her. But she didn't leave me any choice.
At this point, I'm pretty sure that I'll be very difficult for me to withhold my emotions currently. And so I'll probably start to see a little anger on my face.
Voxia leans over and puts her hand on you.
Just gonna look over at her for a moment.
You see her eyes, who normally are burning red in her ascended state. They're normal, beautiful blue.
Something doesn't feel right about this lover. I don't think he is who he says he is.
What? What do you think I am? What's causing your face to shrink up in rage like that?
With everything you just shown me, you think I would be smiling?
I would think you would. This means the start of our people once more.
Our people are surviving already.
Barely.
That could change.
I intend for it to change.
Yeah, Jinx is probably thinking this dude's batshit crazy. Matter of fact, let's insight him again as he's talking.
Go ahead.
Oh, a double 9, seriously.
Foxy nat 20.
Oh, good job, Foxia.
I really think there's something more you're not telling us. Your face is hard to read, but you're not really his father, are you?
Black kind of sighs. And then, even though there's no teeth there, you hear the grinding. No, I'm not.
So what's the truth?
Betrayed once more. And you see his hand move again. Everything blends into itself once more. And you see the wizard's room that you were in before. You see those robes leaned over the desk. Beautiful blonde hair spilling out over the shoulders. A man with a large quill in his hand writing. You see a shadow creeping up behind it. Ormir, was that you? Listen, if you and Kelleray want to play tricks, just give me a moment. I have to finish writing this entry. You won't believe what happened. It's the most amazing thing. Iris's baby. He's older now. It's incredible. He seems to have the gift. It's amazing. She says he looks just like me. And you see the shadow pull a knife out, slice the man across the throat, and stab him 7 times in the back, leaving the blade in his back.
Yeah.
He betrayed me at every turn. I was done.
Look over at Voxia again. And, like, I don't know.
Voxia, who is normally no stranger to pain and death, looks appalled at all that she's seeing.
You're a monster.
No monster. I just know the meaning of revenge. And I know what I want for my people. And yet, there's still things I don't have. You see his hand shift again. This time, you don't go very far. The same room, The skeleton slumped over the desk. You see arcane crackling from that portal that you had gone through before, as you see the shadow of Black walking towards the corpse. He grabs the skull, dark energy permeates through it. Etch, wake up! Wake up! Kind of knocks on the skull. Jix. It's time. I'm going to ask you again. I know you've got the information on them. Where are the seals? You'll never find them. He slams the skull into the table. I am going to keep pulling you from the afterlife until you give me the information I want. You are not going to sleep easy. You don't deserve that. I will be here every week for the next 10,000 years until you open that bony fucking mouth. And he walks away once more. I still need the seals. They're still out here. The elders scattered them to the winds at the end of the war.
Do you still have the focus thingy, even?
He kind of... You see his expression turn to anger as he looks at you. No. The Focus 2 was locked away by my, air quotes, friends. I can't get to it without their keys. I can't start the thing up again without the seals. And I can't make my wish without a conduit.
So, above character, wishes, like, as far as everybody knows, aren't real in this world, right?
Correct.
Okay, just wanted to confirm before I said anything. What do you mean, your wish?
Overloading the seals, focusing their power into that one point. It can rip open a portal to the celestial plane and summon forth a being that will allow us our wish. A Kirin.
Kieran. What is a Kieran?
Kirins are like super powerful unicorns.
Ah, okay.
They are, in this world, they are servants to the ancient gods. Heralds, basically.
Okay. Sounds fantastic. Now everybody's going to die.
I probably should have made you roll for that.
Fantastic information, though. I appreciate that.
Go ahead and roll for it. Roll history.
Damn it.
Roll religion. Excuse me.
Religion. Nah, 20, bitch. Nope. That's in.
You don't know.
Damn it.
Disregard all that information.
Okay. Well, what are these keys? It's like a regular key? A keystone?
Wouldn't you like to know?
I mean, I'm curious.
I'm sure you are. I'm afraid I've given you a little too much.
I mean, I guess I can understand. I guess we did just meet.
You, however, can still help in all of this.
How can I help?
You see the room shift one final time. You're in a dark room. Very elaborate castle, it feels like. All you see are shadows on the walls. You hear a woman screaming, and then a baby crying. Roll one more perception check for me.
Oh, come on, perception. Don't fail me now. That was a freaking persuasion.
It's a
Damn
very,
it.
very good persuasion check there.
14.
It's hard to make out, but on one of the larger shadows you see on the wall, you think you see a crown.
What is this?
The room swirls around you again, and you're back into Black's sanctum now, standing before the chair that was in front of you.
What was that?
The future. Not an archive, just a little something I would like to see happen.
So what exactly did I see in there? I could barely make out a crown in the shadows.
Yep.
I heard a scream.
You heard a woman screaming and a baby crying.
And a baby crying. Huh.
As I said, you can still be of some use. You are the blood of two primes, after all.
What use?
My conduits.
So like a sacrificial lamb type of deal?
Oh, no, nothing like that. He kind of walks in front of you, and as he does, you see his form start to shift. And he changes into Alex?
What the?
You can give me my conduit. All you have to do is just join me.
He
I don't think I'm comprehending.
He flips into... He changes forms again, and you see Piety standing in front of you.
Perhaps you would prefer this form. She is quite pretty, yes?
Wait, you want me and you to... Are you coming on to me?
He shifts forms again. This time you see Anita standing in front of you.
We could be a family again.
Yeah. Anger, like, not even held back at this point. Like, you don't take that face.
She smiles, and she transforms into Stars, who is instantly taken back by this.
I think you're realizing that we were meant to be together. You are the key in all of this. Oh, you bitch, I am going to fucking kill you.
Voxia pulls out her claws.
Perhaps you two do have a bigger connection than I know. Or maybe you have more...
He flips into the form of Iris.
mommy issues?
Oh my god. This dude. Above game, if I can stab this dude and live. But I'm pretty sure, like, after watching that, even Jinx would know he would be kind of fucked in a fight with this dude.
I mean, he basically slapped around Voxia, who is, at this point, a goddess.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he knows.
Oh, sweetie, just... all you have to do is just join me.
Above game? Would that even work? Because didn't you say it was based off our base gender?
Primes work a little bit differently.
Oh, so he don't matter. Oh man. And I'm guessing...
All you have to do is give me my conduit, and I can be whoever you want me to be.
Yeah, could I have some time to think about it?
No. Flips back into his fight.
Shit.
Into his base form.
Why is whatever this conduit is being sacrificed? Is this what you're saying? Is that what you need? Something to give up its life?
I never said anything about that.
Well, that's why I'm asking.
I just need the blood. Blood of the 3 primes, willing conduits. Something to focus the stream of energy into. Whether they survive or not, I don't fucking care. I just want it. As you see his hand lift up and point at you. You're gonna give it to me.
I'm about to get raped.
You're going to really give it to me. We're going to have a child. That child is going to bring about the rise of our civilization once more. You are not leaving here. He snaps his fingers and you see the crystal go dark behind you. Until I get what I want. What? Is that not enough for you? Do you want to see more? Do you want to see what all I've been up to through all this time? And he'll snap his fingers. And you will see the form of a small dwarven boy crying over his parents' funeral pyre in front of a cave. Is that not enough? You want to see more? He snaps his fingers again. You see a small a small halfling girl pushing the heavy stone lid off of a wash basin. as she looks around and there's nothing but dust and char marks all around her. Still not enough for you? Snaps his fingers again. You see a small dragonborn baby whose eyes look like they're glassed over. Its mother, a burning heap next to it. Important thing to note, it's a blue dragonborn baby.
Blue dragonborn baby. Interesting.
Snaps his fingers again. Well, how about this then? And you see a purple tiefling with a gas mask on as he is setting fire to Tabaxi, running all through a town that you do not recognize at all. Even if you were to leave here, you're not getting far. I have hands in every point in history, and you're not going anywhere.
Well, I'll look over at Voxia once again.
Voxia
Kind of shrug at this point, like, I don't think I have much of a choice.
Stars looks over you and she has this wild look in her eye. And she cracks her neck. She's like,
Alright. I'm not sharing you with this bitch.
she flicks out her claws.
Oh, shit.
Jenks.
She leans over you and she kisses you.
Run.
She rips open a portal behind you. There's this dark energy behind you that you've seen her walk through before as she leaps forward in front of where Black is.
I am going to turn and dive through the portal.
As she lunges at him, you see this dark energy permeating through her claws. She slashes across his chest, ripping his cloak. You haven't transcended yet. What thinks you can take me on? I'm going to have him. He lifts up his hand, and as you're diving through the portal, you see shadows behind him coalesce. As the black form of a dragon appears.
Jenks, go! Get out of here!
And as you dive through, you see flames engulf the room.
Shit.
And as you travel through this shadow dimension, you fall out once more with a thud. Right in front of your companions.
Hey, can I quickly go pull that damn crystal out of that thing?
Yep.
Just not having that shit. Oh, man.
And that is where we will end.
But what a Voxia. I'd already lost her once. I might lose her again. Oh no. That's good stuff.
There you go.
That was good.
So yeah, there you go.
So, what would have happened if I had agreed?
I don't know.
Because I was about half a second from banging him. Just to see what would happen.
I don't know.
Like, curiosity killed the cat, situation. Like, I was like, I gotta see that.
I know what would happen, but I can't say.
Oh, man. Probably because there's a chance it may come up again.
It might. So, you learned a lot.
I did. A whole hell of a lot. I have double prime blood.
Mm-hmm.
That dude killed my dad.
Mm-hmm. And he raped your mom.
I know. I am infuriated. Like, I want this dude dead. Good job making a bad guy I can relate with wanting to kill. Holy shit. This dude done fucked with everybody.
Basically, yeah. Shit!
Hey, wait a minute.
There was another point, too, I forgot!
Okay, let's hear it.
Okay, so the other thing you probably didn't notice was his robes. The color of the flowers was different.
Okay.
And basically, he was going to tell you that he disbanded the Wild Rose Rebellion and started the Order of the Violet Rose, which is supposed to cultivate the most beautiful flowers that he can find, aka restart the changeling race.
Mm-hmm. Crazy bastard.
Because that's going to be important too. So, sorry, go ahead.
Why could he take a native shape?
Good question.
I'm gonna kill him. I think now, oh man, everybody wants this dude dead. He has definitely earned his place as the freaking big bad.
Yep.
And I know a lot of people's answers to what they want now, don't I?
Yep.
Too bad for them. I don't like any of them, so I won't tell them. Oh man, that's ridiculous.
Well, I mean, they are going to go back and watch this on YouTube, so.
Yeah, that's true. We'll see.
But they don't know it in character. They're not going to know it in character. But
Oh yeah.
it was supposed to be kind of a nice little thing for them to be like, oh shit, okay, so this is the guy. Yeah.
Mess with them. Oh man. Allie's like lies. I'm like inside.
He's probably going to be like, Carson already told me that you didn't die.
Oh man. Now I feel guilty about taking the level and freaking Bard.
I mean, you're still not technically level 6 yet, so.
Oh man, I don't know what to do. Bard or Paladin? I don't know. Is it worth taking a point in Paladin? I think I just got her killed. She hasn't transcended yet.
Well, the interesting thing, though, is remember, Piety told you that she doesn't exist. However, she formed in front of you, and Black saw her too.
That's what I'm saying. She is definitely real. Unless I'm just totally batshit crazy and Black's not real.
Well, there was some stuff you didn't ask him, so.
I did what? I missed something.
You did miss some stuff.
I wonder what I missed. Oh well.
Tell you what, since I forgot a lot of shit, I will let you ask him one question.
I don't even know what question to ask at this point. Like, there's so many. Ah, shit. I don't even know, dude. Like, one question is very. Because I don't even know what I'm missing at this point. Oh, man, there's just too many. I think no questions is better because, like, I feel like I will miss out on something even if I ask one.
Okay.
Like, as much as I want to ask the question, you know, like, I feel like it'll be the wrong one because there's so many, like, I want to ask him, like, he's able to show, like, all sorts of stuff, so. Like, I told him, like, but I don't know what he knows, so I wouldn't even want to risk answering asking certain questions. Like, where's my daughter? Because what if he doesn't know I have a daughter?
Right.
And then now he's like, oh, I don't need you anymore.
It's like, oh, right, you're expendable. Power
Yeah,
word
like,
kill.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like done.
Power word kill. You cannot survive that. Because I believe
It's amazing what happens when you're standing across from a level 20 freaking character.
Right.